grew up in Jersey, playing club ball. And what I want to do with these collaborations is, and we talked about working with New Jersey Youth Soccer Association about raising money for programs and underprivileged players to kind of play at a higher level. It's because that was always ingrained in me. Like, my family didn't have a lot of money growing up. So I remember initial like summer select programs. This was before the academies were established, where you just travel all over. My parents would just max out credit cards and travel with my two little sisters, and they grew up on a soccer field. I just want to kind of build on that concept and work with programs like New Jersey Youth Soccer Association, raising awareness about the game in the state, but also kind of helping kids along the way, because I'm a product of it, you're a product of it. So if we're giving back in some way, raising awareness, like, that's what it's all about to me.
You know, I also, grew up at a time where my parents couldn't pay for me to play. And so I remember, at times coming home to tell my dad, hey, Dad, I just, I went to the state team, but I just made the regional team.
Right.
And I would tell him that, and he would say, oh, that's great, not knowing really what that was.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I would have to say, well, it's $250 to go to the regional team, and he'd be like, well, you're not going, like, we don't have that.
That just like flashed me back to when I was, so I did a tryout with the U.S. Soccer Association, and I made the team, went down to Princeton, made the squad. We were supposed to travel to Sweden, Denmark. And like, my parents took me, and knowing what it was going to entail, maybe not thinking that I was going to make the squad, and then it just kind of came down to like, hey, we don't have the money to send you to Europe right now. And it was just like, as a kid, I didn't understand it, and it crushed me. It's just like, and now coaching at the high school level, I'm seeing it more and more, especially where I'm at. It's maybe lower income families, but like, I feel for that. Like, I flash back when you said that, I was like, oh my God, like, I remember being in 6th grade, like, being in school, and my mom coming to the school to pull me out of class to tell me that I made, one of the U.S. Academy teams. And then a couple weeks later, realizing that we just can't afford it.
Right.
And I think that's like a big issue in our country, especially when we're trying to navigate on how to be more competitive at the international level, build soccer players, especially in a country where there's a million sports that kids play. It's just